new technologies and advancements happening quite regularly. One aspect that has been gaining popularity in recent years is the use of pro controllers, aimed at enhancing the gaming experience for die-hard players and competitive gamers like myself. And that's exactly what Sony has delivered with the DualSense Edge, a pro controller that truly lives up to its name. Or does it? Let's go ahead and find out in today's episode. Sony first introduced the DualSense controller for the PlayStation 5, which was already packed with features. With the DualSense Edge, the company has taken it to a whole new level, giving gamers the ultimate gaming accessory. This controller is like the Thanksgiving turkey of gaming controllers, if you will. It has everything you could ever ask for and more. The DualSense Edge boasts an impressive list of features, including a pair of mappable back paddles, swappable joysticks with alternate cap options, adjustable triggers, a long braided cable, a carrying case, and much more. Now for comfort and design, Sony really doesn't change what works, we know this. And to be quite honest, when you feel this in your hands for the first time, you really can't tell the difference between this and a regular DualSense controller. The handles, button placement, stick placement are all pretty much the same, down to the millimeter. There are some subtle tweaks elsewhere though. The weight comes in at a hefty 322 grams, making it the heaviest controller in Sony's lineup. But don't let that weight fool you. The controller screams premium once you get your hands on it, with a rubberized grip that adds to that comfort factor. Now the bottom half of the controller does have this glossy black finish, which for me, I actually prefer a matte finish. You also have black buttons and a black trackpad, which I do like, and they do look nice. But having the glossy finish on the bottom does obviously pick up fingerprints, and you will see that, especially if you're eating pizza or something while you're gaming. Some gamers out there might actually prefer it this way. For me, I like having that clean look on my controller and pretty much everything in my setup, if you guys haven't noticed over the years. Heading up from there though, we see the first set of new features with their major benefits, along with a few drawbacks. First up is its replaceable analog sticks. I'm not talking about just the tops of these sticks either. You do get 3 pairs of alternate options, each in a different style. That's right, the whole stick module can be ejected by pulling a release slider at the back, opening up the front of the controller and allowing the entire mechanism to go ahead and be replaced, which is pretty cool. Which, yes, you guessed it, you can now replace a thumbstick or fix stick drift without having to replace the entire controller itself. For those of you that have owned Scuff controllers over the years, we all know how expensive that can get. This approach just makes so much more sense. I'd rather go ahead and pay 20 bucks to fix it rather than have to go buy an entire new controller. And if you are replacing 2 sticks, you're most of the way to affording an entirely new regular DualSense. So if you are primarily buying this for the luxury of swappable sticks or avoiding stick drift, just realize that you will still keep shelling out money even after you buy this controller if you don't take care of it, which is why they give you the carrying case. Although that won't help with rage. But you guys get the point. Your second benefit is that you get trigger adjustments for competitive shooters. So you have 2 sliders on the back of the controller that allow you to set a physical stopping point for the trigger press, which isn't really ideal for something like racing games because I actually prefer that full length of travel instead of the trigger stops. The adaptive triggers give you greater control, allowing you to adjust the resistance for a more immersive experience. Whether you're aiming a bow, accelerating a car, the adaptive triggers will bring you closer to the action. But we all know what this is for. This controller is for those of us that live and breathe first-person shooters, for us COD professionals that have played Call of Duty our whole life. Now, I would like to also mention that I feel like the trigger stops could be a bit tighter. And that's just because I'm used to my Scuff Vantage. It does feel a little bit tighter when I'm pressing. Not that it's a deal breaker, but I thought I should mention it because it's something that I did notice in my testing. And then third, we have the back paddles. Just like the Xbox Elite controller, the DualSense Edge sports magnetically attached metallic back buttons that are easily swappable. As for those back buttons, the DualSense Edge comes with 2 level style and 2 half dome buttons, which can be customized to suit the individual player's needs. This allows gamers to change control scheme profiles mid-game or make adjustments to chat volume with ease. In the box are 2 styles, long and short, and positioning wise, they feel very natural in your hands when you first pick up this controller. They give you all the benefits you'd expect of those 2 extra inputs. The controller comes in a hard white carrying case, complete with all the accessories you'll need. The case includes a pass-through port for charging, as well as 2 high dome and 2 low dome stick caps. You also get 4 back buttons, a long braided USB cable, and a special housing to lock the cable to the controller for those who prefer to play in wired mode. The DualSense Edge is compatible with the same charging cradle and headsets as your regular DualSense controller is, so you guys really won't have to worry about too many compatibility issues here in your setup. One of the standout features of the DualSense Edge is the ability to replace the joysticks without the need for any tools. A small release latch on the front of the controller lets you easily pop the cover off, revealing the levers for each joystick module. This is a major plus for gamers who push their controllers to the limit, as it allows them to swap out the sticks without having to junk the entire controller or look for tools. With all these benefits, the DualSense Edge controller does have a few drawbacks, if you want to call them that. Well, 2 to be exact. The second one more so than the first. First one is you only have 2 back paddles on this controller, whereas on the Elite controller from Xbox or Scuff, you get 4. For me personally, my playstyle, playing over the years, I've only really used 2 back pedals. That's all going to depend on your game. I mostly play competitive shooters, Call of Duty, stuff like that, so I only ever really needed 2. But for your case scenario, you might need 4. That's the first one. The Edge might not have as many back buttons as the Xbox Elite controller, but it still does offer the great compromise for gamers looking to enhance that gaming experience, aside from that battery life. Second is battery life, which with the original DualSense controller I got anywhere from 12 to 15 hours, even though it felt like a lot less most of the time. The DualSense Edge is even lower than that. Now a teardown online showed exactly why. Internally, the Edge appears to have a 1050 mAh battery compared to the 1560 mAh that we got with the original DualSense, which for me is somewhat annoying at this price point. I don't know why too many people aren't talking about this. Now the Edge may not have the best battery life or as many back buttons as the Xbox Elite controller, but it still does offer a great compromise for gamers looking to enhance their gaming experience. You know what we're going to go ahead and do? We're going to go ahead and drop into a pubs game right now on Call of Duty. I haven't played in months, and we're going to see how this controller actually handles against the competition. This is going to be sweaty. Pray for me. Oh, it's going down, people. It's going down. Enrique! Is that you, man? What are we doing? We're going to run, let's go fast, Sniff. Alright, Fennec!
Pura morrita yan buena.
See!
Montan mi camioneta.
Ah! Alright, you guys are done. Now I remember. This is the one that had the massive magazine. Senor! I'm flashed! I can't see! Alright, I'm having a nervous breakdown right now. This door still doesn't move. Oh, Jesus Christmas. What's it gonna take to kill somebody? You know, it truly is a masterpiece to see what Sony has created here. And being able to experience this whole era of not just gaming controllers, but Xbox and Sony generally has been a truly special experience for me and something I'll always hold close to my heart. I don't want to get emotional on you guys here, but I grew up in this era from Sega Genesis all the way until now, and it has been nothing short of absolutely fantastic and spectacular. Kids nowadays will never experience this. Whether you're a competitive gamer or a die-hard PlayStation fan, this controller is a must-have for anyone looking to take their gaming experience to the next level. Now it is priced at $200, which may seem steep for some gamers, but for die-hard PlayStation fans and competitive players, this controller is worth every penny. The wealth of features, customization options, and comfort make it the ultimate gaming accessory. Just remember to keep it charged regularly, as the battery life is moderately shorter from the standard DualSense controller. Now, it may not have the best battery life, it may be shorter than the DualSense, but its impressive features and comfort definitely make up for that. Now, if you do go the other route and pick up a Scuff controller, it will be more expensive, a longer process, and it will take a lot longer to get the controller. Whereas with this, I think it's only shipping from Sony's website, and you should get it within a few days. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I remember when I picked up the Xbox Elite controller for the first time, I never went back to Scuff for an Xbox controller, so that's something to keep in mind. But I'm curious to know what you guys think. Let me know down below, where you'll also find the links to everything that we covered in today's episode. If you want to see more, make sure you follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DetroitFury. And if you enjoyed this content, please make sure you smash that like button for me, subscribe, turn on your post notifications. It really means a lot to me. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in my next episode. Peace.